maybe it's out there and I just haven't seen it. More church-oriented type of things in its writings, in its publicity, and it is groundwork, that it's the work of the Lord. It would please Him. And I would like to see Agape stay that way. I just don't want it to become a secular type charitable organization.
Amen. Amen.
That's what I would like to see.
I'm gonna have to go, but I'm gonna let these guys continue this conversation. And I'm sure they've got some more questions that have come up as a result of just your thoughts and, but I need
Get you some of that fruit. Let me go in there and get you a, get in a Ziploc
see
bag.
you, God bless you.
Bless you.
Let me go get you. Okay.
All right.
Okay, I'd like to say that I was on the board when David was hired, and I think it was a good thing that he came to be with us. And I think that he's done tremendous good in helping the particular ladies in the FIT program, and I'm thankful for that. And I hope that he stays with us 50 more years.
You were gracious, my friend. See, in 50 years, I'll be 102. So,
Well,
you know,
But you live a long time.
live long
Well,
and
Life
prosper.
Expand is getting, in fact, I told the judge when we were in court with Anna one time, he, was talking about our age and would we be caring for Anna. I said, well, I come from a line where people live quite a long time. I says,
Right.
I'm planning on being here about 125 years. And I says, Anna has informed me that I've got to take care of her children whenever she gets her practice started, so. Yeah.
Oh.
Well, Carol, I would love to get on video your reaction to the first interview question that was on that list, because I think it's classic.
On that first interview question, when I read it, I thought, oh my word, does she not know the story of Agape? And about it, and so I was kind of taken back. In fact, I called her, Judy, whenever she had sent me that. I says, don't you know there wasn't even an Agape when we got into child care? That was my response. And little did I know what was going to develop out of that innocent little taking a child in and having him taken away from me, and the pain that I went through and the support that I had from Jerry that tried to ease my pain, to see that it didn't happen to somebody else. It was very traumatic for me, very traumatic for me.
And still is.
And it still is. Still is.
But if a child's placed in a home now, they're placed with certification.
Legally.
And they won't lose their child as we lost Jimmy.
I wish I knew where he was today. I wish I knew what type of life he had had. I'm not optimistic that he had a very good life. I'm not optimistic at all because
We knew his mother.
we knew what he left with, and they were going back, I think, to the Detroit area. And I try not to think about it. Children have survived worse. But anyway, I think about him often, and I try not to, because it has left a lot of pain and emotion. And I don't like to see anybody suffer or hurt.
He became a child, just like one of ours.
As I said, he was a girl's big brother. He was Jerry's son. And it was It was good. Life was good then.
Mm.
We were poor, but we didn't know it. We were happy as could be, struggling along with all of our neighbors. We weren't the only one. It was just a way of life, and we lived it to its fullest. God has been extremely good to us and blessed us in many, many ways. And
We're thankful for
I'm
that.
very thankful for it. And you know, I could give little incidents here and there about one time Jerry and Merle, they were going to make one of these trips to Nashville, and Jerry had prepared all these papers and things to take with him. And he'd been gone from the house about 20 or 25 minutes. There was those papers. Now, how was he going to make it to Nashville without all his notes and all his papers and things? So what do? I called the police because I thought they'd be around the police station out in the Arlington area. That was before there was an interstate. So I called the police and told them what kind of car they was driving.
And the police stopped us.
You pull you over?
Gotcha.
That is great. My wife called. We need to pull you over.
But anyway, they decided they could make it without those papers and all, and they went on to Nashville.
Okay.
But anyway,
That's good.
I thought, oh, I could find a solution to a lot of things. It may not be the best solution, but I thought, well, he's going to be going to that patrol station, highway patrol station.
That worked.
They can get him.
That worked. Is there anything else y'all wanted to say?
I don't know of
I
it.
mean, I think this is full. I mean, it's rich.
Mhm.
I mean, it really is. So,
Well, have we given you what you wanted?
oh yes.
Absolutely.
You know, I think because you've talked about it a lot, the story of Jimmy just is impacting me more and more. Because I mean, that's what led. I mean, God used Jimmy in the undoneness and the pain, you know, to lead to something that has helped a lot of kids. I know it's still painful, and understandably, but my experience is God uses pain to further the kingdom. And so whether it's persecution, whether, you know, it's just undone pain, he uses those moments to help further the kingdom. And so I think God clearly worked through y'all, many other people, but worked through y'all in that one experience that just had huge impact. And so for me, it is extremely rich and full.
Well, the thing about it is, you know, I have never really given much thought about the way we have worked and played in this.
Yeah.
But here you take it, you know, maybe we have been a vessel.
Yeah, there's no maybe. There's no maybe to it.
And we were just
We were
going
willing.
about doing everyday things that a Christian should do.
Right.
We were doing everything that we could to get Agape formed.
Yeah.
And I realized from Jimmy that if we didn't get the official, we didn't get licensed, we would not be able to place children.
Legally.
Mm-hmm.
And we could place a child and then the parents could come get them,
Mm-hmm.
or a relative could come and get them.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I had no idea, and I really have only since we've been back here and attending, you know, when we've been invited to come in for your anniversaries and,
Mhm.
and things of that type, that, hey, maybe we have been a part of it.
You bet you have. That, to me, that's part of the beauty. I mean, we all do what God gives us to do,
Mhm.
not so that we're on a videotape 50 years later talking about it, but to be on a videotape to say, look what God has done,
Yeah.
and we were just doing what we thought we needed to do and what we're supposed to do.
That's right.
You know? You didn't do this for recognition. You did it because you were staying full
We
of God's
didn't have a
Spirit.
goal in mind. We
No,
just lived
no,
every
and
day.
you're
But
just
I
moving
guess the
along.
thing about it, you know, I never really, and it was at one of the meetings we there, and several of the men spoke. There was there, and they'd talk about the mechanics of Agape and who had been served and what had been done and all this and I just got to thinking about it. And you're talking about that, what Agape is, and I thought, they're just talking about a program that's working. They're not really talking about Agape. They're not talking about the love. And that was that day that I just started talking and I just couldn't stop. And I remembered when I finished, I said, now this is the heart of Agape.
I want to tell you something about Merle Haas.
Okay.
Merle was a major influence in Agape. And during that time, his wife left him. They had 2 children, and she took both of the children. And she got real sick in the hospital, and he went to visit her, and she told him she was sorry of the things that she had done. So they reunited, and so it wasn't long until
He
she...
took her home and nursed her back.
He took her home after the hospital, but it wasn't long until she died. And you would never known that Merle never spoke a word against his wife.
Never an unkind word.
Never an unkind word toward his wife. But we all knew it. He went through some trying times. Went through some horrible times.
I didn't know that. It's kind of like the book of Hosea.
Yeah. He married a loving woman later on,
Did he?
but she was older, more his age. And he had married a young girl first. Or she had married him.
You know, I have in my office, it's a placard. I think y'all may have seen. It's at the bottom of my desk. I don't know if you've noticed it, kind of leaning up against. It was on the Union Avenue building, and I didn't want to lose it or leave it, and so we took it off, and I just have it on my desk. And it's in honor of Merle, memory of Merle, who's one of the 6 founding fathers with Jerry. Yeah.
He was unbelievable. He had a job every day, but he'd give that job up to do what he thought was best for Agape.
Wow. So he died. I mean, has he been dead for a good while?
Yes,
I
he
never
is.
met him.
I think he's dead. I don't know.
I've heard he's passed. I think
I think he's
a number of
passed.
years ago. Okay. Well, I really appreciate y'all doing this.
We're glad to do it.
And
I
I mean,
hope you can use it for some purpose.
well,
good
I mean,
purpose.
and this will, to me, it's kind of like, it's almost like an endowment, you know, how that kind of thing lives on beyond us, that kind of
Yeah.
purpose of it. I mean, being able to tell the story, even when none of us are around, the story's now captured to be told and not lost. Because otherwise, this story gets lost and nobody knows that part of our history that's so critical to how we even got to where we're at. So I am thankful.
You
And I
might
mean, it's just
take a look at
beautiful.
that thing I wrote about forming Agape.
Well, it's on our website.
Yeah.
And so I mean, we have that on our website.
If we
Yeah,
got
some of
anything,
the dates that I've given you were a little bit better than on the
I mean, if you want to send us something to update that, you know, we'd be glad to. But to me, the history is so important.
Because we didn't have but 3 children then, that was before
Yeah.
Kenneth was
Okay.
born.
Okay. So yeah. So any updates you want to give
Just a
us?
little ticky
Yeah.
bit.
Yeah.
And also,
We love and appreciate y'all.
we love and appreciate what you're doing. We do.
I'm just glad to be part of the team. You know. So.
I'm gonna put your house back together.
What can I do?
Destroyed
I
it
have a
in-
girl that's coming in this afternoon, she'll put it back together.
Oh.
Well, we'll do our part here.
Thank you
Well,
for
let's-
coming.
It's time to go sit
Oh,
down.
Appreciate you coming.
Love you, my friend.
You, David. I do. Keep up the good work. Don't let them get you down.
You know, I don't know what else I'd do. You know.
You're doing
It's like
what you-
walking. You just take the next step forward.
Yeah, that's
Behind
right.
you, move this lamp.